Just honing that whole thing. You have no idea what that does for a musician when you play cover songs, 3 sets a night. You play until 3:30 in the morning. You learn how to sing. You learn how to talk to a crowd.
Hey everyone, I'm Katie Daryl. Now listen, Tommy Henriksen is hanging out with me. Let me rattle it off. Alice Cooper, Hollywood Vampires, Crossbone Scully. We're going to talk about all of it today, right, dude?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Listen, like I said, we're going to talk about everything. So people just settle in, get cozy. But I want to start with Crossbone Scully, all right? Because there's new stuff dropping. It seems like every other week there's like a new video, there's a new single, and everyone's like anticipating like the album.
Yeah, the album should be coming out this year at some point, probably in the next couple months. So we just been like releasing singles, and the great thing about it is, I got to work with Mutt Lang on this, which is amazing.
The singles are great. I mean, I was listening to them this morning. They're hard. They're exactly what you expect, especially when you have a name like Crossbone Scully and you see the imagery. And that's what I really want to talk about is the imagery, because I know there's also a companion graphic novel of some sort, right?
Yeah, we did a comic book and a movie that I had Johnny Depp and Alice Cooper, Nikki Sixx, Joe Perry. You know what I mean? Like, it was great. I called all these guys up and I was like, listen, man, I don't like to do this, but I want you guys to be part of this. I need your help. And they all were like just so happy to help me, which was great,
I kind of want to compare and contrast, if you will. So I look at this imagery, right? And Crossbone Scully, a bit of a mascot, an icon, is pretty rad and scary and will give you nightmares, which is exactly what we all need in our lives. How does Crossbone Scully, the mascot, compare, in your opinion, to like Vic Rattle of Megadeth or Eddie from Iron Maiden?
It's funny you said that, because the guy who does all the Iron Maiden work and Judas Priest, Mark Wilkinson, is the one who designed Crossbone Scully. Came out of retirement. One of my buddies approached him and he heard the music and he was like, I'll do it. And then me and him talked about the image, and I said I wanted like to have this alien who's like, he's a pirate. We don't know what he really is. He could be cool. Like Alice Cooper says, he's a stud. Chicks dig him. So I said, and Mark came up with this thing. We went back and forth, and that's what we came up with.
Yeah, awesome. Hollywood Vampires, what's the scoop? I think there's a film coming out soon, right?
There is. I'm working on that right now. We're just mixing it, and it's a documentary/film where we filmed it at the Box Center in Boston. And we're on tour, Katie, right? And we're sitting there, and I'm like, back there, I'm looking, and we're selling out. This band sells out like arenas. Like, this is what no one really knows about the Hollywood Vampires. Don't have a hit record, but we could sell out arenas, right?
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there, and
you've got some good names in it. Listen, I mean, you're pretty kick-ass, but then you add, a little bit of Tommy mixed in with some Johnny Depp, with some Alice Cooper, some Joe Perry. I mean, this is star power.
Yeah, and it's great to play, with your heroes and your idols, But we were sitting backstage one day, and I was like, I looked at JD, I was like, we should be filming this, man. We're missing a huge opportunity because people want to see what's going on here, And he looked at me, he was like, what do you want to do? I was like, we make it about the fans, not you. And he looked at me, and Johnny went, do it, brother, I love it. And then the other stuff, we do interviews, with everyone. And he loved it, and we actually made it happen.
Tommy, your career is fantastic. It spans decades now. I read a great article talking about, you had a couple of bucks in your pocket, your Camaro. It was, what year was the Camaro?
84.
84. Hey, listen, I've got a 79 Camaro, baby blue Camaro, in my driveway right now. So I read that and I was like, I like this.
Yeah.
It's not about when did you get good at your instrument. When did you get good at being a rock star? And rock star defined as that persona, the stage presence, flipping it on, getting on stage, and just realizing like, and you're like, that is different than Tommy at breakfast eating his oatmeal. When did you get good at being rad on stage?
You know what? 14 years old. I played CBGBs. I played CBGBs. I was always the younger guy playing with all the older guys in the clubs. And I learned all of that stuff by playing in the tri-state area in New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Long Island, Yonkers, Staten Island, where we played the clubs for years, you know? And it was funny because I was playing, like I was younger than Dee Schneider and all those guys at Twisted Sister. We were playing the same clubs as Twisted Sister, Zebra, Rat Race Choir. We were the young guys. We were playing and just honing that whole thing. You have no idea what that does for a musician when you play cover songs, 3 sets a night, you play until 3:30 in the morning. You know, you learn how to sing, you learn how to talk to a crowd, and you watch those guys. You know what I mean? When I'm watching Dee Schneider and Zebra and all these bands that I grew up with, man, you learn from these guys. You go, yep. And, you know, and you just try and make it all your own. And it really did, like, early on, you know, like when I was like 19, 20 years old, you know, it was one of those things. I was like, yeah, I felt comfortable on stage, you know? I never felt...
Did you practice in front of a mirror? I mean, were you one of those kids that did that, or were there VHS tapes at some point where you're like, I could have, I could have done better. I'm gonna up that, or I liked that move.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that I did. It was really funny that when I first learned how to like throw my guitar around, you know what I mean? This is before Cinderella was doing it.
Okay.
There was a band called the Dead End Kids in Philadelphia. An amazing band, like way ahead of their time. And this guy, I think his name was Georgie Rumble, a guitar player. Like this guy blew me away when I was a kid. I saw these guys in a club, Katie, and this guy had no eyebrows, doing these moves and doing all this stuff. And I was like going, how did he do this stuff, this guy?
Yeah.
I don't even know where he got it from. But I would sit on my front yard with a lacrosse helmet on. And
I was going to say, I mean, you don't want to lose the teeth. That's a hard thing to practice.
Well, these are new teeth, so. But anyway, I would practice with a little cross helmet on. I'd be doing all this stuff. I'd hit myself in the back of the head. I broke so many things until finally I got the move down, and it was one of those things. And I pulled it out like when I was in Warlock. I was in this German metal band Warlock for a couple of years, and I pulled out a couple moves when we did the video, and that was funny. So it made it on MTV, so that was cool.
That's great. Well, Tommy, I'm really excited for the album. It's Crossbone Scully. It's coming out any day now, so people keep your eye on it. But even if the album itself doesn't drop tomorrow, let's just say there's going to be another single. There's going to be another music video. So everyone should be following you on the socials, on the webpage, and make sure that they're ready for the next little dose of awesomeness that you're going to send our way. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I was looking forward to this because I was like, oh, cool, man. I'm really looking forward to it, and thanks for having me.
Hey there, thanks for watching Access TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know, just let us know what your favorite Access TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I'd like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.